The lack of experience certainly bonded them in a way where they were committed to doing their best, even at that young age. You go down to the bars, there's no such thing as magic for the bars, then you close them. And then you go join Dudley in there, okay?
It was overwhelming because, particularly something like Harry Potter, when every kid's got their vision of what a character is, what a place is, you know, what Privet Drive is. You're not going to obviously please everybody, but you hope that the majority of people will see that what you're doing is right and correct and fulfills something that they've got in there.
Now, Richard, play it like to that. You know.
I think a lot of the actors were anxious that they would live up to the iconography of all of those characters.
It was tricky in the beginning because with the world of Harry Potter, there are parameters, and in that world, Dumbledore wouldn't do that, Harry wouldn't say that, and sometimes it's quite hard until they get really immersed in the world.
Who do you think it was that carried you out of your parents' house Halloween night 10 years ago? Who do you think it was that took you to Dumbledore?
You can't go and think, what would Spencer Tracy do here now? Because most people haven't played a giant, so you're kind of on new territory.
Better than school, isn't it? Excuse me.
Hagrid, I figured he'd move very, very slowly, because anyone who's 8 foot tall and probably weighs about 550 pounds is not going to turn around quickly, because the last time he did it, he probably killed somebody. So I figure he moves in quite a sort of ginger, rather delicate way for fear of breaking things, and sits down very, very slowly in chairs and hugs people very gently, you know.
I still need a wand.
A wand? Oh, you want Ollivanders? There ain't no place better.
You have to use your imagination of what you think it would be, and from the script you feel the style of the piece. And when you think you've got to understanding the style of the piece,
I wonder.
Then you're getting close to what the reality of the piece will be.
I always turn to the books. They have details in the scripts don't.
One of a wizard's most rudimentary skills is levitation.
I studied that scene, particularly his charms class, because it has little details in there. He was a gnome-like wizard, which tells me he's not quite human, so that's where the voice came in, the kind of slightly pitching it up a little bit. He stands on a pile of books to teach and falls off of the book, so he's slightly clumsy, perhaps. So all these little bits of information can be added to build up quite a vivid picture of a character.
Another year gone. Gryffindor wins the House Cup.
Harry Potter is all about beating the clock. You didn't want to wait another year to start Chamber of Secrets because the kids age so quickly that they'd be too old for their roles in that particular book. So the films essentially needed to be shot back to back to back to back.
Set and action.
Do you think it's true? Do you think there really is a Chamber of Secrets?
I was really excited to come back for a second because I felt like, okay, I kind of know what to expect now.
But if there really is a Chamber of Secrets and it's really been opened, that means...
The heir of Slytherin has been returned to Hogwarts. The problem is... No, sorry. Can I do that again?
Yeah, okay.
Sorry, go again.
I felt marginally more in control.
Cut.
Really sorry.
All right, save the red. Camera reloading.
Hardly any of you remember that my favorite color is lilac.
You can't just put an actor who's only done a little bit of work in with these incredible stage actors and these incredible film actors. You need another legendary actor.
Gilderoy Lockhart came slowly into view, seated at a table, surrounded by large pictures of his own face, all winking and flashing dazzlingly white teeth at the crowd.
You may find yourselves facing your worst fears in this room. Know only that no harm can befall you whilst I am here. I must ask you not to scream. It might provoke them!
I was absolutely thrilled when it all came to pass. He's just a wonderfully puffed up character. He's deeply, deeply, deeply in love. but with himself.
He pretends to be humble.
He's wonderfully cowardly.
He pretends to be brave and strong.
He would sell his best friend down the river.
Pretends to be a gracious person, but in reality...
fantastically unreliable.
Complete and utter phony.
And those are all qualities that it was good fun to play.
I didn't get rid of the band and banshee by smiling at them.
First day I got there, I saw a crew list. I might expect to see 150 names on a normal crew list on a big film. 1,500 names, I counted them. That makes you sweat a bit. I'd love to know whether J.K. Rowling modelled him after anybody in particular. Some people might say, oh, it's like any number of actors or public figures. In crude terms, he's comic relief. And sometimes he's rather more than that.
Do you think he's all right?
Who cares?
B camera mark.
Set and action.
Out of my way, Potter.
Draco's dad, his name's Lucius Malfoy. He comes into the story and it makes everything the Malfoy now a bit more scarier.
Mr. Malfoy crossed the shop, looking lazily at the items on display, and rang a bell on the counter before turning to his son and saying, "Touch nothing, Draco."
What did I say? Touch nothing.
Exactly.
Sorry, Father.
The camera loves him, and unfortunately, the camera loves him in a really evil way.
Jason has a wonderful sort of ability to be theatrical, but with a darkness. And you wanted someone who could play the character who had this sort of elevated sense of self, who was quite superior and disdainful.
My sole concern has always been and will always be the welfare of this venerable institution and its students.
Cool. I'd watched the first film and I'd seen what a horrible little git Draco is. Like everybody else, I despised him and wanted to boo him off the screen. And I was trying to take some inspiration from who he was, and so I thought that partly my job was to help you understand why he turned out like that. So as much as I could get on screen, I was just a bully, terrible father.
You see, Weasley, unlike some, my father can afford the best.
The Malfoy families and the Weasley families are polar opposites. The Malfoys are about order, structure, and rules, whereas the Weasleys are